Look at the way people talk to people.
We did a video of a veteran who somebody asked them to take their own life, and obviously the video was devastating to me. And for me, everything in my body was like, no, let's make this guy a public example. If you ever do this, harm's going to come your way. But at the end of the day, we can't, right? But even though I wouldn't do that, I did do a video and I said, listen, we know who you are. And I did know who he was because I actually talked to the veteran. And the veteran said, hey, I know who this guy is. He's been harassing me. We're going to track the person down. That was it. We said, we know who you are. Stop. And we were hoping that would be a deterrent from other people. But that wasn't enough for some people. So a lot of people, including people that claim to be LonDinis, went and found somebody who has a similar name and put their name on the internet.
Several users have attempted to dox this commenter. This resulted in an innocent man being harassed. This is the reason why we never post private information publicly.
His job was threatened, his life was threatened. So I had to go on to the account again and make another video saying, you're not the judge, you're not the jury, you're not the executioner. You have to let the people responsible handle these things and stop presenting things as facts, because you're going to get people either fired, hurt, or killed.
Hey, Squirrel, do you know the Great LonDini? Do you know what troll farms are? I think I might need to call on him for help. And we need the Great LonDini. Let me show you why I say this. Watch this.
One of my most viral videos was of a man who told a police officer to end his own life.
I mean, I don't like criminals, doesn't mean I'm going to go wish death upon them.
And I went to find out who it was, and it was a lawyer or somebody who had just passed the bar.
Would you hire a lawyer that made this comment about a police officer? Neither would we. So what should be done about it?
I always think of the issue as an issue amongst mostly adolescent children who are just immature. I didn't understand how somebody so educated would say something so disgusting. If we know that it's somebody who is underage, the major goal, really the only goal, is finding their parents. If we can't find their parents for whatever reason, but we do know the general vicinity of where they live, we'll contact the school district or the school principal, and we'll let them see the information that we have.
This comment is unacceptable. The child that made it was counting on remaining anonymous, but not with us around. We emailed his parents and school principal.
We do know that some children have been expelled from the school because of some of the things they've said and done online. About 40% of the time we'll get a response back. And the majority of the responses that we get back are, I didn't know, very apologetic. So I would say a good 50-60% is all, apologetic and thankful, and the other, 40% is, it's more what you would expect from somebody who raised a child that would be acting that way.
We all know who Chille is, so don't we, Squirrel? Yeah, don't forget that almond. Don't you forget that almond. He forgot it. Oh my God. Look how he's driving down the street.
There he is, right there. It's on the window. You get him, Charlie? Get him, Charlie. Get him, Charlie. Get him. Get him, Charlie. Get him. Get him, Charlie.
Driving down the street like this?
There he is, Charlie. There he is, Charlie.
Watch the road!
Get him. Good boy, Charlie. That's a good boy.
What the fuck are you
That's
doing?
Good boy. Good boy. Got him, Charlie.
Dude. Oh my God.
Charlie and I are on the road. Charlie, are we on the road right now? Charlie, are we on the road?
See?
Are we going somewhere, Charlie? Are we
It's like I said in the other...
Are you over there,
I got another video I made called Chille's driving puts others at risk. Poor Charlie Bear. And Chille is someone who even has a warrant. Hey, there's an almond. There you go. Hey, Squirrel. I think Chille paid a troll farm to get him out of the first place in the grifties. His name is Chille DeCastro. And he must be stopped. If the Great LonDini doesn't like to hear about people bullying cops, Chille DeCastro is the perfect person to look into. He runs a channel called Delete Laws. And he was in first place for the Grifties Award, but those troll farms just want to politicize everything. And they ruined the Grifties Awards by politicizing it. They had him replaced with a child. Alright, Squirrel, let's show people who the Great LonDini is. Hey, where'd you go? Okay, let's show people who the Great LonDini is. Hey, Squirrel, do you know the Great LonDini? It's Chille the asshole. DeCastro. Now let me show you why the Great LonDini is who we need. I just hope the few years that have passed hasn't changed the Great LonDini and put him on Chille's side. Because we do know Chille does have connections. Hey, Squirrel. Don't talk back. Oh, hey. Yeah, I don't want you stealing his woman anyway. Here you go. Here you go. Mini a pidge. Damn. Oh no, I created a monster. Go away, bird. Oh no. There's many. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Holy crap, they're so rude. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Get 'em, Mittens. Enough messing around. I'll show you guys this person. Meet the Great LonDini.
Our mission is to educate people about everything you say and do on the internet. You may not think it has any consequences or any adverse effects, but it does, and people are taking their lives. We're trying to do that in the best way humanly possible without violating any guidelines. Of course, TikTok keeps moving the target. We were banned 9 times. This recent account that I'm on right now, I've had it for a little under 3 months. If you add up all the followers we've had, we're a little bit over 11 million followers so far. The event that got me involved with what I'm doing is in 2020, I had a friend call me and told me that his son, who was autistic, took his own life as a result of being cyberbullied. The last message he received was about 45 minutes before he took his life. He asked me how hard would it be to find the people that were harassing my son. So I went online, looked at the accounts, I got the phone, I looked at all the messages, and I was able to track down, I believe, about 7 different individuals. And it turned out that those individuals did go to school. I found the parents of the kids, and I gave that information to him. And for him, even though he only got responses, I believe, from 2 of the parents, who both gave him some closure, it made me feel like, if I can do something, I have to do something. I have to try to help more fathers who are suffering like my friends.
I'm the person that doesn't want you to come home to your child and discover that they took their own life because of online bullying. If that makes me a vigilante, then so be it.
The Great LonDini isn't a person. There's several people. We had 20 people when I started, and now we have a lot more. I've been in the cybersecurity industry for over 20 years. So when I reached out for help, I reached out to the people who I knew, and they were all high up. When I say high up, we're talking about people at Microsoft, we're talking about people within the cybersecurity industry for the government that are really the top ethical hackers and just computer engineers in the world. Their age range would probably vary between in the 60s down to roughly 27. They kind of walked me through, if this is what you were going to do, this is how you would do it legally, ethically, and smartly. When we track somebody down who's committing a crime or harassing somebody online, it's mostly information they published about themselves. For the most part, it's just simply opening up their profile, looking to see who they're following, looking at their Instagram. So it's just a simple online search a lot of the time. We have on our website a list of rules that we ask people to follow. The core tenets are don't bully the bullies, never dox, and never harass, right? There have been a lot of times where people will use the name LonDini as like the sharp end of the stick. If you don't stop harassing them, the LonDinis are going to come after you. LonDini Army, LonDini this. It doesn't exist. We're basically the technical equivalent of mall cops. We observe something and we report it. If we're coming after you or trying to expose you, it's a foregone conclusion. We're not going to threaten you. There's no buyout.
Let this be a lesson. No mercy.
That I know of, 2 people have been fired. If it's a crime and we can figure out who that person is, we will make an anonymous tip through the police department's tip line and let them have all the information that we have, how we came to that information, and then let the police take it from there. But at the end of the day, our only goal is to get the information into the hands of the people who need it. We had a video of a veteran who somebody asked them to take their own life, and obviously the video was devastating to me. And for me, everything in my body was like, no, let's make this guy a public example. If you ever do this, harm's going to come your way. But at the end of the day, we can't, right? But even though I wouldn't do that, I did do a video and I said, listen, we know who you are. And I did know who he was because I actually talked to the veteran. And the veteran said, hey, I know who this guy is. He's been harassing me. We're going to track the person down. But that was it. We said, we know who you are. Stop. And we were hoping that would be a deterrent from other people. But that wasn't enough for some people. So a lot of people, including people that claim to be LonDinis, went and found somebody who has a similar name and put their name on the internet.
Several users have attempted to dox this commenter. This resulted in an innocent man being harassed. This is the reason why we never post private information publicly.
His job was threatened, his life was threatened. So I had to go onto the account again and make another video
Call
saying,
flooding
you're not the
needs to
judge, you're not the
stop.
jury, you're not the executioner. You have to let the people responsible handle these things and stop presenting things as facts, because you're going to get people either fired, hurt, or killed. I have read the content moderation guidelines religiously on TikTok, and I don't violate them. I just don't. Now, they change from time to time, but every time they change, I rate them when I stay within those rules. So, again, I don't know why. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they don't like me calling out the problems. I'm a constant reminder that there's absolutely no way to moderate millions of hours of footage, and there's never going to be an end game for that.
Our mission is to expose bullies, pedophiles, racists, scammers, and trolls.
He's a TikTok crusader taking down one troll at a time.
Oh my gosh, who keeps scaring him out the way? You see why we need the Great LonDini, Squirrel? Do you see? Pidge! Hey! Go away! You're rats with wings!
He goes by the name the Great LonDini.
I didn't realize until I looked around social media and I uncovered how much vitriol there is, how much hate there is.
The man is a mystery to his more than 3 million followers, only seen in masks and in silhouette.
If we are coming to expose you to your parents or the police or your employer, it's because you've already crossed the line. There's no stepping back over it.
To those of you who still believe you can harass the innocent, you may want to check our videos. If we catch you playing a stupid game, you will win a stupid prize.
I'm Leo. I founded the Great LonDini movement to hunt down bullies, pedophiles, racists, scammers, and trolls, and to make the online community safer.
Internet trolls or keyboard warriors have long been a problem on social media, but a former Marine on TikTok is determined to be their worst nightmare.
The Great LonDini says he can expose
They're
the
digital
identity of almost any cyberbully.
soldiers.
He does it with the help of 20 of the top cybersecurity experts in the world.
One of my most viral videos was of a man who told a police officer to end his own life.
I mean, I don't like criminals, doesn't mean I'm going to go wish death upon them.
And I went to find out who it was, and it was a lawyer or somebody who had just passed the bar.
Would you hire a lawyer that made this comment about a police officer? Neither would we. So
And going back to his comment, this is totally something that Chille would say. He had a relative that was a cop, and he even wished death on them. You see, there's a reason Chille is even on this list in the first place. And Chille is making a bunch of people that they're pawns and copycats. He's brainwashing these people that have not yet got their prefrontal cortex fully developed. And they're ending up broke and homeless in the end. They just end up broken out and with a bunch of charges on them, nonetheless, too. They end up in the system. Yeah. And all their money goes to the system that they swear they're trying to be against. And it must be stopped. It's going to make things worse. It's already been, and it's only making things worse. It's just making things worse. Chille DeCastro is making things worse. He must be stopped. We need the Great LonDini. Tell him, Squirrel. Tell him. I don't know why I just gave him 3. Dummy Kruger won't shut up. Hold on. This is Dummy Kruger.
Absolutely nothing.
But
when he goes back into it.
There. It's paused. Okay? Great LonDini, I'm talking to you. This is Dummy Kruger. TTU, baby. Yeah. Something must be done. Something has to happen. Dude must be stopped. We need change. And Chille is not the one to bring forth that change. Okay? He's trying to change things for the worse. Trying to make things more strict and scary. All he does is fearmonger. Hey, folks. Go away. Yeah, Mitten, you tell. Go away. Where's my squirrels? We feed the squirrels over here if you're new. Anybody new? I know YouTube doesn't show me to new people, but, you know, I still try to talk to the new ones, too. Everybody's special. Chille's been telling people to resist arrest, Squirrel. Yes, he has. That's just gonna get people hurt. Any normal person getting pulled over would want the stop to hurry up and end. He wants to make people prolong it by asking for a supervisor, getting a name and badge number, turning on the camera, resisting all the questions and, everything. Because Chille wants to watch it live. You know why? Because he wants to put in a complaint from the paper trail to try and get the cop fired, because he thinks they won't hire a new one in place to replace it. Or if they do, they'll hire one of his friends, so that, they get corruption starting in the middle, in the inside. And, Squirrel, I'm trying to find the video where he tells people to resist arrest. This is Chille DeCastro without the headset and glasses and hair dye. I'm sorry, he don't look Latino to me. Looking more like a German with a fake identity. Or maybe even Russian. No, alright, fine, I'll let you tap him. Okay, no, don't. Hey, Squirrel, I about fell. And all this guy does is put out misinformation. This is another live stream that's talking about this guy. Everybody talks about this guy. The Great LonDini, we know who he says he is. We need you to find out who he really is. And he must be stopped. Stop his chaos and havoc.
You can have Chille if you want him.
Nope. He's your problem. You keep him, and it's about time you all fucking did something about him.
Agreed. He just said inflicting him on the rest of the world.
What if we can get him sent over to Kim Jong-il?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, me too.
I'll pay for his plane ticket.
You fear for officer safety, Terry versus Ohio, or number 2, community safety, the fleeing felon rule. Now, in the 1985 case of Tennessee versus Garner, 1984 case of Tennessee versus Garner, because Eugene Garner was killed in 1974, Harry Blackman is now on the Supreme Court. And in that case, he's going to overrule and vote against the fleeing felon rule. And it is deemed in Tennessee versus Garner, 1985, that you cannot shoot a fleeing felon. And again, with the crux, with the 2 caveats being that if number 1, if it's for officer safety, Terry versus Ohio, and number 2, if it's for community safety. So what this reporter is saying is kind of
Dipshit. Officer safety is not Terry versus Ohio. Stop saying it like a complete fucking moron.
He can't. He is a complete fucking moron.
No longer a thing.
I cannot argue that one.
Alvarez was killed in 2021 fleeing from the police, but because he had a gun, they used the fleeing felon rule and they shot him, invoking the Tennessee versus Garner holding. So I'm just giving you guys the legality here because this reporter's a dunce cap. He doesn't really know what he's saying.
See, he says dunce cap.
So what's the difference?
Too. It's a dunce. Come on, LonDini. Get him. Stop this clown from making things worse.
I'm sorry, you stand by. No, hold on. What did he just say? Listen closely. Driver who maybe gets out and runs. That is hardly a threat for a traffic violation. And we're hearing reportedly that there may not have been a traffic violation to start with. So there's no traffic violation, meaning that this is a Terry stop.
Bull. Down, Chille. Down, Chille.
Not a Terry stop. It's just murder.
Which is Ohio, which is Terry versus Ohio, which is Terry versus Ohio. He's saying the initial interaction with the cop is when these filthy maggot pigs walked up to Tyree and said, "We're suspicious of you," and they have a right to.
You hear how he talks, LonDini?
This reporter, the other one's the dunce cap, but he asked the exact right question.
And you know what? He don't stop.
There you go. This reporter that you asked the right question. Yeah, it's a traffic violation.
And all of these police brutality cases, it's the same thing. Terry is Terry versus Ohio. Terry.
No, witnessing somebody driving in an unsafe manner and pulling them over is not a Terry stop. Because they've committed traffic violations, therefore there's pulling them over for those traffic violations.
Oh, Hank, now you're just cheating. You're using logic against him and truth.
Yeah.
That's hardly fair.
And I don't care.
protesters tonight through the city of Memphis. And so I'm being told by a control room, I'm not sure if this is exactly true at this point. The protesters are trying to shut down a bridge. Do it. I back you.
Oh, well, they should definitely do it. They've got Chille's backing, so they're all safe.
Yep. Do it.
Hey, to me, that's not peaceful protesting.
I would say that is. Controlled, no. Peaceful, yes.
Forcing people not to be able to get to their homes or places of employment or wherever else they're traveling to.
Still peaceful, though. It's a pain in the arse, but...
He thinks a car is the same thing as a horse and buggy. A horse and buggy can't explode, dumbass.
And you hear them saying, shut it down. You hear them saying, disband, Scorpions. And all of these folks are already gathered. Came out. They haven't even seen it. Many of them not even watching it. But you see the anger here. You see the organization here. We'll move up a little bit just to show you what these folks have been doing. So you see where they're stopping these very large...
What are we looking at? Why can't I hear it? I don't like that. I can't hear it. Here's something where he's manipulating and brainwashing a couple people out here. And he's talking about cops planting drugs and guns on people and murdering
Did you inform the
people.
prosecutor that if they don't drop these charges that we're going to be filing?
Shut up!
Did you let him know that? Because I did. But
He can't. Okay, I have the prosecutor because he demanded that the defense attorney say that to the prosecutor. That
This
is
is a
an
different
RPC
channel, by
violation.
the way.
That's a straight up RPC violation. A defense attorney cannot tell.
Go again.
we'll bring it out here. Let's have the
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
RPC is rules of professional conduct. Sorry.
Jesus.
said that, hey, we know you didn't do anything wrong. If they in fact said that, they did. Okay. Did you see that? It's on. You can watch it. It's on there. You haven't seen it, right? So you didn't get to
Yeah, he hasn't seen it.
either. So you couldn't have known.
How is he going to? We're at a pretrial. We haven't established things about discovery, and even if he did have discovery, why the fuck would he know? Oh my god, why would he have access to that video that she has on her person?
You didn't have the evidence either, so you wouldn't have known.
Oh my god.
You see how frustrating he is? How aggravated people get by him?
Are you gonna refund her too? No, I've done the work. So you're not gonna you're gonna withdraw? You're
Yeah,
you're not gonna
I withdraw.
It's not a good policy. It's a general rule to tell a prosecutor that you're gonna sue him. No, we will. That's what I do.
Doesn't he see him threaten
I'm
him?
telling you, me to you, man to man.
How?
And he stalks and taunts.
Takes your word for it. Why would he? Who the fuck? Who are you? Even if it was the client, even if Chille wasn't here and it was the client saying, "Hey, check out this video. It's proof," and go tell him to dismiss the case, the defense attorney's not going to necessarily take your word for it. He's going to have to look at the video itself, because if it's wrong, the defense attorney's going to look like a complete jackass.
I'm telling you that on that right there, the cop says, "I know it wasn't you," and he arrests her anyway. I'm telling you, so you can tell the prosecutor
Didn't
that
arrest her
scared
for
and
the
he's not
speed-
bad.
the chase.
Tell him, if you don't drop these charges, the man out there is going to file a wrongful prosecution lawsuit. That's what I'll do, and I'll follow through on that.
Right? Chille doesn't even have standing in the first place.
Do we get the body cam footage yet?
See, he just wants the footage. Chille just wants the footage. That's why he cares so much about the names and badge numbers. And what cars they're driving. He wants to know where they are at all times, too.
I'm going to get that for another pre-trial, and we're going to get to the bottom. Okay, thanks.
That's how he usually looks. There's the red glasses and the headset. As always.
How would he know about watching the videos that he doesn't have on his person? They haven't engaged in discovery at this point because this is probably their first pre-trial hearing after arraignment.
And so many people are sick of him.
It would be at this pre-trial that they would establish.
Something must be done about it.
I think it's a good idea that he does withdraw, and I think that we'll ask for a refund. And if he doesn't give us a full refund, then we will file a complaint with the bar. If he wants a bar complaint, he's more than willing to give it.
This fucking guy.
Are you the prosecutor, sir? You got a second? You got a second to talk to the person you're charging?
Then why? Again, Why are you?
Alright, listen how he manipulates and throws out misinformation and shit.
Did you order the dash cam like I sent you? Did you get the dash cam? You ordered it? Okay, so she has a dash cam on the way. So she's gonna have a dash cam.
So he can collect footage for his pyramid.
Dash cam, or these piece of shit pigs will ruin your life.
Yeah, he just got to build up the pyramid scheme.
Instructors, and you know what we can do? We can file a complaint against the bar that he forced you to take this deal, and then we can reopen that case because you shouldn't have anything on the record if that attorney told you you will take this deal or they'll put you in jail for 30 days.
I haven't watched this
That's unethical,
yet.
and he violated his oath to the bar. Is it oath
Oh
to the
my
bar?
God.
I don't know. Do they take a oath to the Constitution? I think they do.
I think this might be an older video too.
Again, this is why I had to step away and play some Skyrim after watching this video, because this guy is getting me in a certain way. No, us attorneys, we swear an oath to us attorneys swear an oath to both the state and federal constitutions. Just an FYI.
Here, LonDini, let me show you who he is. It's Artie's corporate fiction. And that's a squirrel. Hello, squirrel.
They put you in a system and you never get out of it because of that. Right? You get a
Volume's all the way
fine,
up.
and then you know, you miss a payment, and then you have a warrant, and then
Right.
you get a fine for that warrant.
Right.
Over and over for years.
And they suspend your driver's license,
Right.
and then you go to jail.
Then you can't drive to work anymore.
Then you go to jail. It's the same in every small town. It's the same everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's the same.
You don't get in trouble.
1990, thank you for being a member for 11 months. To answer your question, my understanding is that he has an outstanding FDA warrant.
So did the prosecutor agree to drop the charges? And did we file for the discovery from them as well?
The guy must be stopped.
And then you're going to file for discovery? You're not going to recuse yourself? Okay. Thanks. So then what's your next court date, Kristen?
July 21st.
July 21st. So we'll see you guys back here July 21st. I'll be contacting the prosecutor's office and telling them that if they drop the charges in writing, that I'll file a lawsuit against them. It's just that simple.
You don't have standing to file any lawsuit, or else that would be the unauthorized practice of law.
Go grab him and ask him where the obstruction charge is. Did they drop the obstruction charge?
The guy must be stopped.
There's only one on there. There's only one charge on there. That's for both. For both. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Listen, if you feel like you've been misrepresented, man, I want to give you a chance to be
Yeah,
represented.
he tells people not to answer cops, and all it's going to do is make your stops take longer. Tells people not to consent to searches, and all that does is make the stop take longer. It makes the cop need to gather up a warrant. It wastes their time, and then they need your name to put in the books for the reports for, you know, who wasted so much of their time. And if you don't want to give them your fucking name for the books, how's the other shift gonna know who the asshole is that likes to waste the cop's time? They need your name for the books. His misinformation needs to stop. Him telling people you don't have to tell them who you are and don't let them search you or your car and shit when they smell drugs or they see that you're driving impaired. If you're impaired and you're driving, you are a danger on the road. You're a threat to others. And you're a silent threat. So, you know, because nobody knows inside that you're falling asleep behind that wheel. So, yeah, you're a silent threat. And this guy, he's got people doing recon on the entire world with this fucking camera. Well, on the entire country, rather. Other countries ain't dumb enough to show Americans on YouTube every inch of their country. That's just the sellouts doing that.
So let me just advise the Lisbon prosecutors who are certainly going to watch this. We want that money back. But it's that simple. It's that simple. because I'm already going to sue for a wrongful death lawsuit. So then I'll just keep on going.
You cannot sue on behalf of anyone. And this is why I feel like this guy is a complete fucking grifter. Because if, God forbid, if this woman is paying Chille for this kind of advocacy and notoriety, and paying him to file these lawsuits, holy shit. Because he can't do this. He cannot file these suits on her behalf.
She needs her money back.
Mom of 5 kids.
And they cuffed her like she was the devil.
Right. And the cop that was taking me to the jail slammed her brakes on purpose and made my face smash against the glass.
You know what's funny? I've heard this story before. So what did the cop do? You were in handcuffs and you were in the back seat?
Yeah, so I couldn't put my hands on her back.
Really?
She slammed the brakes and acted like there was a groundhog. She's like, I'm sorry, I just can't hit animals. So I was like, but you can arrest a single mom of 5 kids. That's what
It's her job.
That's a non sequitur.
Yeah, they're false equivalencies. I swear to God.
Really? That's
Odd comparisons.
And there's a camera in the back of that car. So we're gonna file for that. We want that camera.
Footage seeker.
Now I have no
Pyramid.
idea whether this is true or not. If she
just
wasn't
give themselves
put it, if
He
she
just
wasn't
wants the
put on, then
footage.
that can actually be a problem.
Literally pigs and the worst of our entire society.
But again, I don't trust a goddamn thing that either of these people are saying right now. But if in fact the officer did not put on a seatbelt for her, then that could be a problem. But again, I don't find her testimony to be very credible at the moment.
Right. Salute, Lieutenant. Right? Is that right? Yeah.
Go with pigs.
Wow. No seatbelt?
No seatbelt.
And handcuffed behind your back? So you're defenseless?
Right.
And since they murdered your husband, who would take care of your 5 children if they had broken your neck?
Nobody.
Nope.
Right.
Then I would have to go maybe get split up to go to my family members. They'd never been split up before, ever.
Right. Well, there's no need to split up children. There's a perfectly capable mother here.
Right.
And when she was in jail, and I took her bail, had to miss school and everything.
Oh, really? How long were you in jail for the obstruction charge?
2 days?
2 days.
She went like the morning of one day, and then she got out the late afternoon of the next day.
So, like 30 hours-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a lawsuit here. We have a 4th Amendment violation here. And then, you know...
She is literally in trouble because she didn't want to incriminate herself or her spouse. That's what this is all over.
Right. Which is protected under our The officer seen the license plate. I said, is there proof of that? There's no proof of it. There's no video footage that it was my license plate. There's no video proof that it was my car at all.
There wouldn't necessarily need to be video proof, though. It would be what would happen is that they ran the plate to a certain vehicle that the police officers say was involved in a chase beforehand.
Or else they wouldn't have needed to try to take evidence off our phones and my daughter's phone. And stuff.
Right.
And then did they find any evidence that tied you to any crime whatsoever?
They haven't released it yet.
Yeah, not that I know
They'll
of.
have discovery.
Right. But I know they don't find anything.
It sounds bad. It sounds like you were maliciously prosecuted.
Right.
It sounds like you were maliciously arrested.
Right.
It sounds like you were unjustly put in torture cuffs. It sounds bad. This all sounds very, very bad. Do you guys think this is bad? Yes or no? You think this is good or this is bad? Is this good or is this bad? You guys just type right down here. Breaking the flaw. He's the one that sent.
All right, this is probably the reason why I don't put a lot of my attention onto this guy, because anytime I watch some of any of his content, I kind of feel like I'm losing minutes of my life listening to him.
Breaking the flaw. Is so good or bad? Is this good or is this bad? Good or bad? Bad. Good or bad?
Everybody's sick of Chille.
Okay, let's go get a coffee.
All right, we're done.
He's saying, thank God it's over.
Continue for
Look at the kind of people he's created.
went so far as to
Okay.
contact the state's attorney to confirm.
This is back to Dummy Kruger's
You guys
channel.
heard them multiple times say, we are asking you to leave. I'm asking you to leave. Okay, well, asking someone something is a request. That's not a lawful order. A lawful order would be, sir, you need to leave this building now or you're going to be arrested. That's a lawful order. Going, oh, well, I'm asking. That's a request. That's not a lawful order. So how can I disobey a lawful order if you didn't give one?
See the kind of people he's creating?
100% file charges. There was no lawful order.
Jesus.
First off, there was no lawful order given. Second off, there was no lawful order that was ignored because, again, it wasn't given.
Orders were given on dozens of occasions. You just decided to ignore them. Let's take a quick look at a couple of those.
You're saying that this building is protected and you cannot.
It's not protected. It's a public building.
Well, that's what we're letting you know.
Okay.
So if you don't stop, then you're going to be charged.
Okay. No, I don't.
So what's happening now is now you're being asked
Okay. I'm being asked
to leave.
Okay.
I'm being asked.
You're being asked to leave.
So that's a request, and I have the right to respectfully decline it.
So if you don't leave, all right, you do know that that is trespassing.
And the officer is absolutely correct. If one, he no longer has any lawful business, or he is disrupting the conduct of normal business at the government unit, and two, an authorized employee of the government unit asks the person to leave. Okay, now let's take a look at what he says about the alleged assault that took place at the health department.
You're not allowed to be videotaping here. And I was like, okay, well, why wouldn't I? This is a public lobby. And he reached out and grabbed my camera. So I pulled it back and I'm like, yo, don't touch my camera. Don't touch my property. That's an extension of my body. And if you told me again, I will have to defend myself.
See?
He turned to the lady and he's like, hey, call 911. Call 911. Look, my hair's off. He's like, call 911. Call 911. Call 911 for what? You just assaulted me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure. Call 911. Absolutely. So they call 911 and play the victim. I just been assaulted. How are y'all going to arrest me when this man assaulted me and attacked me? I got attacked by the deputy health director, Dr. Pawlowski. Maybe it's a sign to stop auditing. No, absolutely not. I think this is a sign that I need to go out there and audit more.
No.
If shit's like this going to happen where a county employee can attack a citizen, then call the police and play the victim and get the dude arrested for simply asking for the guy's information so I can go file charges accordingly, then no, we need to audit. We need to audit 3 times as much as I've been doing.
No.
It's clear that no one is learning shit.
After all the arrests Tiny Terry has racked up in all of his pending cases we will be briefly looking over at the end of the video, it's crystal clear he hasn't learned shit. Let's also take a look at this alleged assault. Now,
Okay, let's see this alleged assault.
Boys, you guys have 6 officers out here right now. Yeah. Yeah. Why is that? Here we go. Please don't touch my equipment.
Well, wait, if that was it?
You're not allowed to touch my equipment. This is my property. This is an extension of my body, and that is assault and battery. Do not touch my property again, or I will be forced to defend myself.
Yeah, rewind.
We want to run this thing and watch him do it again?
Yeah.
So that was it. Guys, I know. I truly apologize for showing you something as graphic as this.
And that is assault and battery. Do not touch my property again, or I will be forced to defend. You're not allowed to touch my equipment. This is my property. This is an extension. Yeah. Yeah. Why is that? Here we go. Please don't touch my equipment.
That was it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Why is that? Here we go. Touch my equipment. Here we go. Please don't touch my equipment, sir.
That's it.
Okay. Here we go. Please don't touch my equipment, sir. You need to turn that off.
You're not allowed to touch. That's it.
Here we go. Please don't touch my equipment, sir. Here we go. Please don't touch my equipment, sir. You need to turn that off. Okay.
That's it.
Please don't touch my
He didn't even fucking touch him. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Squirrel? Here, look at something else he tries to argue.
So I can file those charges according to the commissioner's office.
What's this disinformation?
So it's Dr. Polsky.
Well, the paperwork wasn't for you. Why do you have a copy of mine?
Dr. Polsky.
Polsky? Okay. And his birth date and his address? I need all that
The fuck
information.
do you need
to
that
file
for?
charges. Sir, you know I need that information to file charges to the commissioner's office.
I don't have that.
Okay, well, we're going to have to go get that because he's right here, and I just showed your captain evidence of him assaulting me in my property.
No, you didn't.
We don't have that for you.
You can go get it.
We don't have that for you.
So the Calvert County Sheriff's Department is in dereliction of duty. But, sir, you're the law enforcement officer. He's legally obligated to give it to you.
Terrence, for unknown reasons, was demanding the birth date and address of this doctor because he claims it's a necessity for him to file charges, which we just learned from his own mouth is absolutely false. Yet he was still trying to say that to his viewers. Later, he gives us some insight on how he plans on fighting these charges. Let's take a look at this brilliant legal mind at work, shall we?
Did refuse / fail to leave Calvert County Health Department, a property of Calvert County government, a public agent. Hold on now. In the first line of the fucking charging document, literally, listen to this. ... Did refuse / fail to leave Calvert County Health Department, comma, a property of Calvert County government, comma, a public agency during regular business hours upon being requested to do so by
They've been lied to about what
defendant had
the
no apparent lawful business to
meaning
pursue,
of public
/ acting in a
actually
manner
is.
disruptive and disturbing the conduct of normal business hours. So you acknowledge that it's a public agency. You acknowledge that it was during regular business hours, but then you try and lie and say that I didn't have any legal and lawful business. Yes, I did. It was called identifying my attacker so that I can file charges accordingly.
It
I
was
also have legal and
an
lawful business called
attacker.
gathering content for a story if I want to.
They are trying
And
to
then,
diminish the meaning of the word assault.
This case wide open because the charging document says exactly what transpired, where it transpired, and exactly how his actions were a violation. Yet he thinks because they said exactly where it happened in a public building that this was some sort of bad arrest. My brain hurts at times trying to get in the mind frame of these people. He also went on multiple rants about them taking his camera equipment and phone for evidentiary purposes, but was somehow surprised by this. Why was he surprised? I'll never know. It's literally what happens on almost every arrest of a First Amendment auditor, but he used this fact to do a little e-begging. And it worked because of fooling him his money. Well, you know what they say. He also goes into detail about how he got home when he was released, which is pretty interesting.
The worst part is they kept both my cameras, my GoPro 10, my GoPro 11,
As they
and my
should.
cell phone. They have kept all of my equipment in lockup when I got it. It was a very long walk, and I was very cold.
The walk of shame.
And as I started to walk, I got very, very lightheaded. Because you guys know I'm going through treatment. I hadn't had my medicine or food all day. And I felt very, very weak. So I needed medical attention. So they had to call an ambulance for me. And it just so happened to be that where the ambulance was going to, my car happened to be parked at as well. So worked out conveniently for me. But
Oh,
this is the perfect
yeah,
example
right.
of how you know a lot of these people are just in it for themselves. They can pretend they're fighting for others' rights all they like, but the proof is pretty obvious. I guarantee you, he has no idea how much an ambulance ride costs, or how much an ER visit can cost. Yet he makes this excuse of being able to go to the hospital to get a lift closer to his
Yeah.
Will this man ever see that bill? I highly doubt it. The taxpayers will probably be covering his little ambulance ride to the hospital. It's amazing how much he hates the government and how he treats these employees with such disdain, yet leeches off these programs which benefit him. Another
Exactly.
example of him siphoning money from the taxpayers is his use of a public defender. He has an extensive criminal record of almost 40 charges. Granted, a few of them are simple traffic violations, but on his criminal cases, he uses a public defender each and every time. Maybe instead of pretending to hold government officials accountable, it's time you hold yourself accountable because you are surely
They're all
costing the taxpayers
grifters working
much
out a
more money than you are
pyramid scheme.
contributing. That is,
All
if
of
you're
them.
contributing anything at all. Let's now switch gears a little to see what other possible ramifications
And
this
Chille
arrest
and
may
people
have.
like
On
Chille have
January 9th
created
of this
those
year, Kerry gives us
monsters.
an update on one of his cases.
All right.
And they're affecting the entire fucking country. And the world.
Incident at the MVA that took place, God, it was
They're affecting
probably
the
back in,
entire world.
May. Ultimately, we get up.
Because, I mean, it's got to be embarrassing, but there is other people on the other side of the world
Now, ultimately, the step
talking about the American Constitution.
agreeing that you're both not going to go to trial.
It's
on this,
very
that
weird.
Maybe they do or don't have enough evidence to convict you.
And they're trolls. They're from the troll farms. The troll farms is where it starts, and they convince these people that there's a whole community
Any serious offenses, this will get wiped off the
certain
record.
people
It is not
that
a
doesn't
guilty
even
plea.
exist.
It's also not a not guilty though, and that's kind of what upset me.
Yeah, if you type in troll farms up in the search bar, and you search them up, first thing pops up. Look what starts popping up. Russian troll farms. We're calling on the Great LonDini for help. Sometimes I feel the need to share my opinions so that, you know, that's what my channel has kind of become. You know, I just want to make people smile with my channel, but I also want to bring warning to people. People need to be warned about some certain situations, and Chille DeCastro is definitely one of those situations. Okay, the guy is an absolute menace to society. He is the creator of chaos. That one lady had him pegged for sure. She had him pegged. He's the creator of chaos. So I'm calling on you, the Great LonDini. Look, here's another one.
These frauditors have just become so repetitive. Like, it's hard to come up with something exciting and interesting to say in every video.
Look, here's a copycat.
So, according to Mr. Hardy, yep, he is not allowed to remain anywhere in the building. Yes, I am. Sir, we spoke to the state attorney's office for County, and you're saying that this building is protected, and you cannot. It's not protected. It's a public building. That's what we're letting you know. Okay. So, if you don't stop, then you're going to be charged. Okay. 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 So, what would you like to do? I'd like to drop off my paperwork and then go about my business. Okay. I'm not trying to stay here and film it all. Like, what part of that do you guys?
Then shut the camera
You guys have cameras on, correct?
off.
Do you guys have your cameras on? Are you going to turn your cameras off?
See, they want
Go tell
footage.
them to turn the camera behind that
It's
door
all
off that's
about
on
the
right now in
pyramid
public lobby.
scheme.
Sir, can I show you that there's a camera actually right here in this public lobby? That's
That
publicly
security
accessible,
camera
that I can
is
access with the public
not
information
zooming in on
request.
people and
So how
following
can
them
they
out to
film
the car.
in this lobby and the public excessive, and then them tell me that I can't film in this lobby. Okay. They're filming, and it's publicly accessible.
Their
Why
security
can I not
cameras
film?
don't run their mouth and follow people out to their car.
You as a citizen, private individual coming in, you're not allowed to film in this building.
Can you explain what law I'm in violation of? Can you explain what law I'm in violation of, officer?
We're getting directive and direction from our state's attorney.
I know, but I'm asking you what law I'm in violation of.
I don't have that for you right now.
So you don't know what law I'm in violation of, but you're telling me that I'm in violation of
What I'm
it.
telling you is that the state's attorney has advised that
And what I'm asking you, sir,
you're not allowed to film.
Sir, can I get your supervisor out here, please?
I am a supervisor, and this is...
Okay, so you're one of the supervisors. Can I get your supervisor and or your supervisor out here?
So they want to add another camera to the scene.
You're telling me that... I'm sorry. First off,
This is about distracting the cops, getting them all in one place, knowing who's in what car and where they all are. Because after they shut the cameras off and go back out to their car, let me tell you something. Squirrel, do you know they're listening to police scanners? Yes. And they shut them off just before they turn the camera on and click record. They know where all those cops are at all times. Yes, they do. Especially the ones that are driving around talking about, I'm traveling. Anyway, this is Aztec Ninja Frauditor Hunter. Okay? Here's another one. Sick to death of all the bullshit and the copycats that Chille is creating. He's spawning pawns. Each and every time one of them go to jail, they're spawning pawns. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. We're all sick of it, ain't we, Squirrel? Yes. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Attached to your
Yeah,
body.
you could
just
shut it
go
up.
in there like a normal person, give them the paper, you'd be on your way.
Yeah, you
But
would.
again, that's just me, Mr. Common Sense guy.
Good area. No, I'm for you to agree with. It's for you to go do your job that you're legally obligated to do. You're still videotaping in a restricted area. No, I'm not. Yes,
Yeah, you are.
You're not
You hear the
I'm
lie?
not videotaping in a restricted area. You are. No, I'm not.
Yeah, because you're in right there.
To stop videotaping in a restricted area. I'm not in a restricted area, sir. You are. I'm in the entranceway of a public lobby. Correct, which is identified by signage that says there's no videotaping. Is there some sort of law that goes around with that signage, or they just put a sign
See?
up there? Because I got a sign that says you owe me $10 every time you guys don't do your job. Is somebody going to pull out $60 and hand it to me right now? No.
So what's going to happen is we're not going to keep going.
Oh.
I know, you're going to do your job and provide me the information. The gentleman that assaulted me earlier.
He didn't assault you. It was not an assault.
And we finally allowed you to present your paperwork, which...
Well, you're saying allowed, like I need your permission to do my legal and lawful business. I don't need your permission to do my legal and lawful business, sir.
All right. Oh, what about this? I'll take it back.
paperwork from you.
Absolutely, they did. They also assaulted me.
No, they did not assault you. That was not... Have you never been hit before in your life?
No.
Oh, wait, he's the one that got knocked over and with his head busted open. That was an assault. This shit, actually, that was that dude with self-defense. What they're doing, LonDini, they're looking to bait the cops into a lawsuit so that they can rob the taxpayers' dollars. They want to rob the city of our tax dollars by baiting the cops into a lawsuit, okay? They think that their paper trail of complaints will lead to firings that won't replace the other cop. Or if it does replace them, they want them replaced with a subset that has went to YouTube University, like them. Let's go, Squirrel. Okay, we out. We out this piece. We out. This Taco Terry creep. Here's another copycat. And they're dangerous.
Take your finger real fast and hit the like button. And then I want to know where everybody's watching from. Let me know in the comment section. Are you watching from Philadelphia? Are you watching from Detroit? Are you watching from America? From Sweden? From Germany? From Norway? From China? Are you watching from China?
Make them stop. Get your people to counteract their trolls. I know they're troll farms and digital soldiers and keyboard warriors. They're strong. They're many. They're huge. And they're organized. But they're not on America's side. They're not on our side. The shit they spit is freedoms for everybody else while they're here. You know, but the American person, you better just stay home. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And it needs to stop. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Mittens, she's over there with the zoomies. Telling we out this piece, and it's been real.
I'm a constant reminder that there's absolutely no way to moderate millions of hours of footage, and there's never going to be an endgame for that.